All right, yo, 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 it's your boy. I'm here. I am here. It is me. My name is Jason. Welcome. I appreciate you guys checking in. All right, all right. We're going to start sharing the screen. Got to get some mindset. Get your mindset ready. Shout out to Motiversity. Definitely something you want to tap in on if you're looking to get better in yourself, right? But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some nice lo-fi um, in order here. Boom, we got some commercials, and then yeah, I don't mind having a little bit of lo-fi music. Never hurt nobody. All right, cool. So go ahead, drop in the comments on TradingView or on YouTube, and let me know what you want to see. I got what you want. I got what you need. Um, so we're gonna get started right here, and then boom, we're gonna look at some of the charts that are on my mind right now. All right, all right. What's up, Penny? How are you doing? Um, good. Yeah, yeah. No worries. We're live in the Instagrams and on the Trading View. So we are going to pretty much just kind of do top-down analysis on our friend BTC, just because I know it's a lot of people's, it's their main, it's their main focus right now. Yeah, so shout out to everybody who's been, involved in some of the trades that we've been sharing. To be honest with you, I have a lot of BTC charts. I'm really following like three of them, just to be honest. But the purpose of having multiple BTC charts is just to be able to like track what it's actually doing, like on a higher time frame. Um, and so what I'm trying to do is trying to find a clean chart. To be honest with you. Okay, cool. So like I mentioned before, I do have a lot of BTC charts because I look at it from like low time frame, high time frame, and I also keep some of my old charts to kind of track my progress as a trader. But let's kind of dive into this, right? So BTC is obviously like I think approximately so 2008 to 2024. So BTC is almost essentially approximately like 16 years old. And so I wouldn't say it's a mature asset in the grand scheme of assets that have been around since the beginning of time, but like it's not brand new, right? It's not a Floki coin, right? Or a Shiba Inu, right? So the reason why we're doing this is just to kind of give you guys perspective on what's transpiring right now. Shout out to anybody who took some of those setups that we had back in September. So on September 11th, for those on the side of Instagrams or Zoom, you would have saw us call a trade at 25. Um, so around, I believe it was like the 25 4-ish level or 25 7. I believe we hopped in at 25 even, I believe. And it went down to like 24/7, 300 pip drawdown. And honestly, BTC has essentially been going up ever since. So it's been a pretty good trade. It actually like wasn't intentional that it would go this far. I'm just going to be transparent with you. But the trade is up over 43,000 pips. So yes, it is true. There's a guy somewhere on social media that actually called a trade that had a 300 pip drawdown and went 43,000 pips. Yeah, I guess that's me, right? So I only say that to say that trading does have some randomness to it, right? And I was watching a pretty cool video, um, just about like it was actually Mark Douglas, and he was talking about how random the market can be. And obviously, I don't share all of the same ideas as Mark Douglas, but it's just something to think about. Like, if I have enough money, I can move this market, right? Now, I don't currently have that kind of bread, but if you have enough bread, you can keep making BTC go up, even if there are pre-programmed patterns that it's supposed to be following, right? And so one of the things that I want to show you is how BTC actually, on a sort of, let's call it a mid time frame, turned around early, and it kind of initially rocked me. But then I had to make a decision with the team back in last January, and I got receipts. Don't at me, I got receipts. And we made a decision. I'm not sure if Cino's on the call, but we made a decision to hop in around 19.6, and it honestly never came back. So what this should have done is literally it should have hit this 10,758 level, but it didn't. And so that kind of like does substantiate what Mark Douglas is saying. Like, if I have enough money, I can put in enough buy orders that the buys be buying and the sells be sucking. You know what I mean? And so, kind of in lieu of that, and noticing a lot of like these hard wick rejections, after about like early September, I just stopped trying to sell. I made one more real sell attempt, which was actually here. Um, and I got about 1,000 pips, and then it just went right. So it kind of brings me to like, what the heck is going on right now? So let's talk about that. So go ahead and drop a one in the chat if BTC is of any interest. Yo, Casey, what's good? I'm doing great, man. How's it going over there in Louisiana? You're looking at Otis. Okay, Otis Redding, baby. All right, yeah. So drop a one in the chat. I like your 2-to-1 risk reward. I like that. And then yeah, let's continue on in Wario World, aka BTC, and let's see what's going on. So basically, I just want you to know that BTC did turn around early on a like sort of mid time frame, and I'm calling it a mid time frame because there's a better chart that actually exists. Whoa, what's up, JC? How you doing, girl? How is it going? Is that JC? That's 127. All right, all right, all right. It's somebody with a J. Is that Josh? JC? Let us know. Hola. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm pretty sure I saw JC. How you doing? All right. Cool. So basically, we're just kind of talking about a little like sort of history on BTC. Got a little love music in the back, aka some lo-fi. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Just drop a one in the chat if you can hear me. Your boy's a DJ today, baby. Did everybody get their sleep? Cause damn, like they done stole our sleep. Oh yeah, that's definitely JC. She said, "Period." I feel like JC's the only Valley Filipino girl I know. Like, oh my god, like oh my god, I had adobo. Oh my god, I feel like, oh my gosh, I would love to see what KFC is like in the Philippines. I'm pretty sure there's like adobo chicken. Tell me if there is, JC. Tell me. Yeah, it's horrendous. But if you take the time to learn how this all works, you'll understand exactly why BTC is where it is right now. But here's the scary thing for the bears. This has passed the D point of where it was supposed to like chill. Okay. And so I'm doing the most simplified BTC chart. And shout out to anybody who took those sort of high risk buys, whether it was last stream or the stream before. You're up heavy. We're talking about 51,000. Casey, don't act like you didn't see that. I know you smoked me on that BRK, but listen, you're never gonna get the pips that you've seen on the digital currency. But what? You're not gonna see that, right? So the reality is that 51,000 to a peak of 69, almost 70, I think the other day. Listen, folks, that's 19 extra thousand on top of the other, bucket of chicken we gave you back in September. Like, listen, all I need is a nice little rocket button or a like or a follow or something. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for much. I mean, you can send checks to, no, I'm kidding, right? So we have an interesting scenario. It's now official. Every single broker that I've seen has now officially cleared an all-time high. I need you to understand. That was the I told you if we get up to that 66, they're not going to stop there. They're gonna fool around. It's kind of like a little hezzy. I can play a little ball. It might not be as mobile as what I was. I'm getting there. I'm working on it. But it's kind of like if anybody knows who Alan I is, or there's another guy like from the N1 basketball circuit, the Bone Shaker. It's kind of like getting rocked by like a Tim Hardaway or an Alan I. So they faked you into thinking they were done at 66, and then they were like, "Psych, ooh, that trade." So now they cleared it like the old-fashioned way. And I need you to understand now that they're done, the real question is, are they done? And that's what I want to bring you into understanding of. So what I like to do every once in a while is I like to look at the RSI. And I want to know where do they usually have reactions. And we talked about this when we were looking at the Bollinger Bands before, the B-Bang Gang. Remember that call? So the reality is, I hate to tell you this, but my logical side of my brain is saying, no, they're going to drop it. But the visual side of me is, bruh, they're not even fully done yet. It's like they just started the party. So I'm just saying, if there was a magical upthrust this week into the 75 to 80 range, I would not be shocked. And here's why. Usually, BTC has a zone that it likes to get into. And I noticed this as a brand new trader. Peter, Mr. 4,000%. Ooh, listen. Cool thing that happened this week. Um, Peter officially like just keeps smashing our records. So he's now at like 4,000% on his Solana trade. Henny is I don't know. I think you're up like you'd have to tell us, Henny. Like I don't want to be sharing all your business, man. You got a lady. Like you can't be getting all those DMs, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I Henny's up hundreds of percent on his Solana spot trade. Like he's even rocking the spot gang. But he's also smashing stocks too. So Casey, we really do these things, you know what I mean? Um, but anyways, with that being said, let's kind of like dive into like what BTC can be doing. So Peter, I was just saying like when I look at this on a fresh chart, BTC has a zone and it's like it's really not even been touched yet. We're not there yet. So there's a scary thing of like there could be one more massive burst. And then if I saw the RSI on the monthly, okay, now to most people, they've never seen a monthly chart, and that's completely fine. But if you really want to step your game up, stop looking at just what everybody else is doing, right? And so the problem is that most people are doing the same things expecting to get different results. I mean, that's the definition of insanity. Einstein, right? So I just realized about 3 years ago, is in this very condo that I'm in, that I'm just going to have to look at this market differently. I'm going to not look at, like, I'll be inspired by those that are in my same age group, but there's a reason why somebody 60, 70, 80 years old still clocking it in the market. They've got to have a system that's so down packed that it weathered through decades, you dig? So I started following old guys, right? And so when I started following the old guys, I started realizing that, the Elliots, the Wyckoffs, I mean, they were way ahead of their time. I mean, there's questionable things about Gann, but I mean, he gave us that Gann box, and I mean, that's all I need from you right now, brother. But what's the point of what I'm saying? I'm saying that if you want to do what's going on in the fad right now, I think you're going to miss the long game on trading. And so I was sharing with Peter on a call today is that most people, right, are kind of obsessed with what they're going to get right now, and they're not realizing that you want to build a system so strong that, I mean, you could be trading 10 years from now almost effortlessly, right? Because you've done it, you have so many repetitions in your mind. Anyways, just wanted to put that out there. So I'm going to share this with you. The reality is that at some point soon, we're going to make a correction. And a problem is I don't and you don't know where that is. However, we have a tool that oftentimes is imitated but never duplicated, and that is our friend Elliott Wave. Oh, we're pulling it out today. We're pulling it out, right? Because a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's antiquated information." I've been using it over the last 5 months on our spot trades, and it's scarily accurate, right? So watch the play right now, um, and then let's see what it does. Let's see what it does. Okay. So also in the chat, ladies first, JC, if you have any requests, I know that um, Casey already left requests, but yeah, let us know if you have any requests. Um, I'm more than willing, even if it's something that we've talked about before. Jace, don't be afraid to kind of ask. Uh, yeah, so drop it in the chat if you have any questions. I am here. So we had a 5 wave, and this is what made a lot of traders upset because even even from an Elliott wave standpoint, this is almost a truncation. So truncation means like when they're almost like twin highs, right? Just learning and listening. Okay, all right, no worries. Um, and so from an Elliott wave standpoint, this is extremely rare, and it is a sign of manipulation, right? We've heard different theories about possibly um, our friend Sam Bankman-Fried and his team over at Alameda being the reason why BTC never really did that last sort of blow off top. But you also have to understand from a sentimental aspect that BTC became an institutional asset, right? With the futures ETF. right? So it was no longer a bunch of 17-year-olds trading this. Now there's, baby boomers and the silent generation are in this, and they've got way bigger bags, right? They got that long money, right? So BTC changed. And I don't think that voted well for a lot of traders, right? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Follow for more. Why BTC just giving away her secrets like that? So me and Peter have called our. I think we're going with the name Belinda. JC, you gotta let us know if that works for you. But Belinda is befitting of BTC. So I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying BTC has habits. It loves to copy itself. Oh, you're getting jewels right now? The jewels you're getting right now, I think will be digested like in a week. It's kind of like a really good like wagyu or something. Like you're gonna understand when you go to that 17-year-old's like Discord this week again, and you understand that like this is elegance right now. We ain't doing that soft stuff. I pulled out the fine china for you today. You did, right? And even though I'm vegan, I know the difference in good meat. Don't get it twisted. Shout out to Vancouver. If you ever want to get a good plate, go to BC. So what if, just what if, right? This is just saying, we could follow a pattern, and I'm not saying this is gonna happen. I don't want to hear, yeah, he told me this was gonna happen, and I'm gonna sell all of my cars. Like, I don't want you to do that. I had somebody ask me, like, if they should sell their trading cards and flipping. Like, listen, I didn't tell you to do that. But what I will tell you is that BTC has habits. I'll just say that much. And so, what if there's a world where BTC actually hit a Fibonacci extension? Now, we already know that we hit the 50 here. Just going to put that out there, right? So, wave 2 to 3, 4 was in a 50% to 618. Please keep that in mind. And for those of you on TradingView and on the YT gang, you too, I don't know what the symbol is going to be for that. You too, right? I feel like I just did sign language. Tell sign? Okay. Um, yeah, I'm getting every hit. Okay, so why did BTC hit a 618 extension? Not perfect, but I just want to point that out there. Okay. So what if we replicated this exact same model and said, okay, I don't know where the three is of our five wave 0, 1, 2, 3, but what if this was three? I'm just saying, don't fight me, okay? I don't know where three is. Once I know where three is, we're on like Donkey Kong. And how will I know that it's three? Because it's probably going to end in a blow off top, which is what I said I don't think we've hit yet. So just hear me out. I'm just modeling something for you because we don't trade like, we don't really just respond to the market. We plan our trades before we take them, if that makes sense. So, like, as if to say, we should not be rushing in them, right? So, let's just say hypothetically, we did another one of those where it comes to just under 50% and it came back up. And let's say they did the same manipulation move, aka the truncation. It's not a perfect example of truncation, but even here, like, you see how we have this, like, you would hear support and resistance traders call this like a double top, right? And an ICT trader would call this a liquidity sweep, right? Um, but realistically, if we were to, it would kind of look something like this. So B point would come down, maybe even interact with that potential order block there, and then just blast off. And guess what? This is when we started like going into rocket ship mode after the 618. After they broke the 618, I was like, listen, cut, cut, cut. Like the cells are over. The champ is here, so it would look something like this. So I'm just putting that out there. Remember, I told y'all, I don't know where the three is yet. Once I know where that three is, it's on. So just a little feedback, right? You can't get everything in one session, but Elliott wave has two styles of waves. There's a three wave and a five wave, right? Technically, there's more, but this is like Elliott wave light, okay? Zero A B C, right? And so the issue is that inside of these waves there are other waves, which again that becomes a little bit intricate. We're not going to do that yet. But I just want you to have this in the back of your mind. Why? And I'm going to show you the reason why. We have tons of economic news this week. The DXY has been sneakily selling all of last week. It's giving me the heebie jeebies. So I just want you to know that I said it before anybody says that I didn't say it. There's a world where there could be a pump. Remember these words. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, just get the market up there, get us into that euphoria. Yay! Everybody's going ham. Maybe Floki and maybe even Pepe goes up to 2,000%. Like at this point, listen, I'm out of Pepe. Like it's already done 13x. What else do you need, right? She done cooked this chicken and broccoli and the candied yams. Like, come on, Casey, you know what them candied yams is about. Like, what else do you need? 13x. Just chill. Take some profit or close the damn trade. Don't be greedy because whenever you get greedy, because people are starting to get greedy. I'm seeing like ICT traders are starting to talk about crypto like they know what they're talking about. Not saying they don't, but I'm saying all of a sudden you know how to trade crypto. We really been doing this in the lab for years now. I'm being serious with you. This ain't new to me, bruh. This actually where I started. So it's a little bit it's giving FOMO-ish vibes right now. Again, I'm putting this out there because people act brand new with me sometimes. Like, oh, you never said that, bro. I got so many charts. I got videos. I got you in 4K saying, yeah, on my live. Don't tell me I didn't tell you. Not this one, right? So don't miss this big fat imbalance here, right? Do not miss this big fat. They want this big Bertha imbalance. Oh, we have fun on these calls, right? We're not going to understand it. Okay, guys, the trajectory of the velocity of the candle. We're not doing that here. I'm just telling you, they gave you money. Oh, Big Shirley wants her money back. This is called a fair value gap. See, I can teach you through intellectia, and then we can flip it, right? And have some fun. You did? So that fair value gap, that's gonna get smacked. That's gonna get smacked. It's like Valentine's Day. They seeing it. They're gonna get it. I'm gonna eat it up, right? They're gonna hit that. That was a little bad. Lord forgive me. Anyways, they're gonna hit that. Okay, that imbalance is not going to be left. Just wait. What I perceive will happen. We'll go to the low time frame. Okay. And anybody on TradingView, just let me know because TradingView be having my head all big and pretty over on the left side, and I want to make sure you can see the whole chart. I don't want anybody saying, "Oh my God, I started FOMO buying at the top. You didn't tell me not to." I just said, don't do it. Do not do it. If you're gonna scalp, scalp as much as you want, right? Shout out to Peter, massive trades added, but he was taking protective stops. So sometimes the market would go up and then clap him, but he had another one, and then bam, that's running. You know what I mean? But I just want you to be aware this imbalance is sitting here, and let's look at the coordinates on that imbalance. So anything between 59, listen, I'm going to make this so transparent, right? Because the problem is people aren't doing this for new traders. I know because I was on the other side of this. And so what happens is they're getting caught up in the hysteria right now. Oh my God, BTC's up like 380% on the year. I'm going to be a quadrillionaire, right? They're just making up words, right? Actually, quadrillion is probably the first time I ever heard that word was last fall, right? And so, why I'm trying to explain this is that I need you to understand it would not be shocking to me. Once again, we're just looking at history, right? Okay, and the history says that whenever, let's get it. Okay, Neil, what's up, brother? See, Neil's an OG. He knows. He was in. I don't know, Neil. Are you still in that 25,000 entry from September 11th? A convenient date. Neil was on that call. He was one of the real ones that wasn't on Netflix. See, everybody wants to join now, but I mean, it was a lot sexier at 25. I'm just saying. All right. Too bad we never got that salon at $4 though. We did I. We did all right. We called $4 as an extremo entry, but 20 was good. We ended up getting in 20. Peter, you got in late, but he's still in the party, right? Henny is still in the party, and there's still listen, folks. It's still upside on Solana. That's just free game right there. It's still upside. I was seeing 75 too. I ain't gonna fake. I was seeing 75. I had a dream. But yeah, so anyways, just look that BTC loves that 50% to 618 zone, right? After that zero, or sorry, that 2 to 3 wave. So just to recap, because I'm all about, making sure people are set up even when I'm not around here. So 47.4 starts getting you into that 50% zone. So will we be shocked if BTC, I don't know, turns around randomly? Maybe, yeah, maybe after 75, maybe it turns around tonight. I don't flipping know. And that's how many traders are going to tell you that? Doesn't suit my ego, but I'll tell you this straight up. I don't know with this thing. It's a monster. Be honest with yourself. BTC, when it wants to sell, you just gotta wait until Belinda is ready to come home. She wants to dance, right? So she's at the country club and she's not the golf one. She's having her beer. She's enjoying herself. She's listening to Tim McGraw right now. Yay! So you can't take her home. She ain't ready to go home. She just getting warmed up. I actually love country music, to be honest. Best storytellers ever. Next only to Jamaicans. Like, you have to listen to the stories. The man will be telling his whole personal life. But anyway, now if we could get Jamaican country songs, that would be amazing. All right, so anyways, yeah, so just know that this zone is very interesting to us. Do not be shocked if magically we find ourselves in this zone. Okay? So this is the FEG, right? For anybody who might have just hopped on, fair value gap or an imbalance is kind of like a zone where the market's, in a simple way, only be going in one direction, and the market loves to be balanced, right? So you see how they create this massive upthrust, and then they quickly swipe it and then come back, make you think they're going up, and then that lower high kicks in, and then it goes drop. That's when we would even attempt a future sell, is whenever we see the clap down, right? Sweeping of the liquidity. Oh, you forgot, right? We forgot about liquidity? Nah. So don't forget that sell side, right? Don't forget that sell side. Because when it comes to marking these up, I just like to keep it simple, right? So we know, well, no, it's not actually sell side, sorry. We just know that these zones are important. So I'm not even interested in looking for sells really until I see some sort of breakage structure. And obviously we would do it on a lower time frame. But this is kind of what I'm looking at. This is a 50% 618, and it's not unfounded because we've done this before. Just putting this out there, folks. So what would that ultimately look like? Potentially, that would look like this. Look familiar? So surprise sneak attack climbs back up. November, they love to pump in November. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Well, what? Oh, shoot. This is. Wait, is there a pattern? No. It- you mean to tell me there. Wait, you're telling me. Wait a minute. Do you mean there's a pattern of when BTC likes to pump and dump? No. So, wait. So, no, you wouldn't dare do one of those little summer dumps, would you? I'm just saying, folks. I'm just saying. I'm just putting the information out there. I wouldn't be shocked if you had a little ringy dude, maybe one more pump, happening, slam. Welcome to the Space Jam, folks. Okay, so I just want you to see there's a world that BTC is gonna look something like this. And they might listen. They might do another one of those manipulation moves. We saw it already, where they don't come down to where they should. They'll probably just sweep this, right? They'll probably just sweep this and get the heck out of there. Okay. So go ahead and let me know in the comments if everything's making sense. Um, but yeah, once they come here, uh, and that's if they even come down here. Like I don't even necessarily think they're gonna do it, but I just want you to know that I wouldn't be shocked if this played out like to perfection. Okay, so I hope you saw how we interplay time and price, and we're not kind of unfounded in our ideas. We know that they love June for some reason, right? We know that they love November for some reason. So we can't act shocked if there's magically a repeat scenario. But you heard it here first. Okay? So what is this line? This is just a very easy liquidity sweep. Look, there it is. There's proof of it. That's exactly where we bought. 25 even. I said let's shoot for the whole number. I got the tape. It's on tape. It's in 4K. So now, I mean, this seems unfounded. Like, oh, there's no way this could happen even faster than this. This could happen like super fast, right? Like, it can happen in like, look at this candle. I was in this candle. I know, right? This can happen very quickly, folks. So if you ever got an opportunity again in this level, just be aware pack your bags because I don't think you're ever going to see this level again. Because historically, let me prove, like, I have lots of charts to prove this, but historically, the higher low that is made in a bull run, that's it, finito. That's your new low, like, done. That's it. You never see that level again, right? So notice how we had a pump, wave one, and the scary part, this is all just wave one. It's deep. Like, I don't want to go into all of that. I'll lose a lot of people with the Elliott wave, but we're actually literally just in wave one. That's flipping nuts. We're in wave one right now, folks. We're not even in the big 2 to 3. I'm just trying not to get you to FOMO in your mind. We're in wave one! Yo! Holy crap! So to give you perspective, at some point, you see how there's this white candle here, right? Where it like starts to trickle down. This is going to be that white candle. If you understand fractal patterns in the universe, like this little small snowflake makes a bigger snowball, which turns into an avalanche, and vice versa down. We are in wave one. I need you to understand what I just said. We're in wave one. Okay? So, yeah. Let me know in the comments if you want to see where this could potentially go. And then, if not, I'll carry on with our next project. We're in wave one, folks, and that's scary. I'm even excited. I know Peter wants to see it. Let's see what the TradingView gang says. All right, there's a bit of a lag with the TradingView chat. I noticed. Okay, so why don't I send this to the team and then I'll just quickly show you a very brief understanding of where BTC could go from a mathematical standpoint. Again, it's not about what this person says or that model or stock to flow or tomato or the person that's looking at the flipping atmosphere making trading decisions. Like, it's not that, right? It's okay, do you have math? Do you have confluence to kind of back it up? So just to put into perspective, sometimes an Elliott wave, well, most times an Elliott wave, there's sort of compound waves happening. And so in reality, there's another wave structure happening here too, which is potentially ABC. And again, I don't want to go too much into this, but essentially every wave has waves inside of it, right? Again, we're doing Elliott wave super light version here. And so what if I told you that BTC after wave one does approximately, let's just say approximately a 5.88 extension. Now I can backtest and I can show you BTC from the beginning, but I'm just showing you based on what's in front of me, okay? So let's just say hypothetically we were even to just do a 388 extension because BTC has diminishing returns as institutions come in. Now there are more decision makers on price. I mean, if you look at some of the early bull runs, the extensions are mind numbing, right? Like you could have got in at like, I think one of them was like 10 cents and it went up to like, I think it was like $30. It's just mind boggling, right? So anyways, I believe that was a 2013 bull run. So if we were to just hypothetically get up into this area again, It's all going to be predicated on where my 3 point is, but I'm just showing you based on math. Okay? So if we only did a 388 extension, which is what I'm projecting, right? This is what we'd be looking at in terms of price. Wait a minute, it's not done yet. So just on a 388 extension, we're talking about. So remember, the last bull run did a 588 extension from the first wave, okay, in a zero ABC uh, wave structure. So mathematically, right, I could conjecture once again I know the end of this wave that I'm in right now, I'll be able to model potentially where BTC may go. If all things being the same, for those who understand math, I'm basically saying if the model matches up with the past and we go ahead and make a 618 extension from our 0234 to the 5, in English, I'm saying if it literally copies itself, like I don't want to talk too much jargon. If we copy what we did last bull run, and I even dumb it down and I make it a 388 as opposed to a 588, so not even as buck wild. You see where I'm going? We would be north of $240,000. Very different than a lot of the people just blurting out numbers. I'm showing you actual math, right? So now, if you wanted to be super conservative, here's your number. 90% of the time, right, you're going to interact with the 1618, 188. Again, this is the light version. So we have two numbers, right, that I would conjecture that we're going to interact with by the end of all of this. So you see how BTC came down and kind of broke our heart and oh, I think it's going down forever. And then it just went, right? Get ready for something like that. Possibly this is the break your heart moment and then it cranks it. Or maybe they even like go boom, 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 and then slam it down, grab this, like pretty much take everybody out, which is very BTC esque, and then go like long, like crank it. And I know it's going to sound like a broken record, but this time around, I'm not going to be shy about my thoughts. Um, I was very clear on 17. It went even lower than I expected. But again, that's a part of how we talked at the beginning of the call, how manipulation can enter the market to create better opportunities for market makers, right? So I'm just going to put it on record. I need everybody in the whole world to know I'm talking about November 2025. Now, already done proved that they have an obsession with November. I don't know. They be gone till November. I don't know what's going on there. But just saying, right? I've heard September. I've heard, listen, but I can't get into why I believe that. It's just going to take too much time to prove it. But I've done a lot of math, and that's it. So just know that this guy will probably be wild. Okay? And I need you to understand you've never, well, not for people who've seen bull runs before, but it's going to be bananas. Okay? So just to be clear again, if you get an opportunity, sub 25 again, and you don't take it, do not cry to me. I'm not listening. Because I told you that, I told you once, and that would be twice. And the last thing is that BTC loves to come back give you one more chance and be like, no sue for you, never again. So the last thing that I would just show you is kind of like, yeah, what would this wave look like? Because this wave will be bananas, right? So again, using that 1618188, and then see, this is where, because I understand most of the major trading styles, this is where a support and resistance trader would be like, see, it just came back to show support at previous resistance, and I'm just gonna be like, you're right, bro, right? But that's why this would make sense, right? Similar to like when we like broke up here, you'll notice that we came back and kind of showed this whole zone as support, and then it never came back. And it came back again just to tap it and then took off. So like in an extreme scenario, this is now going to be like I need you to understand what I'm about to say. In an extreme scenario, 60 to $70,000 Bitcoin will be the new like basement. That's extreme. So I just want you to know in advance, if you get an opportunity sub 25 and you do not take it, you might need to check the doctor's office. Just like just get a little checkup, checkup. Okay, so I told you about how they turned around early. Boom. Okay, cool. So we basically modeled BTC. Yeah, that, that's pretty much it. I'm done. But again, the difference is not chilling the project. I'm not telling you to, you know what I mean? Join my Discord for no reason. I'm showing you the math. Okay, most people don't have any math behind their thoughts. So 244K, if you see that number flash on your screen, just remember where you said, where did I see that again? Well, you got the chart. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that in the chat. Any questions so far? I know that was quite a bit of information, but I just wanted you to understand that this is a model of what potentially could happen, right? I'm even going to share that with my team. All right. So, okay, perfect. So now what I'm going to do is go over um, Otis, I think it's called. Okay, so I didn't see any questions on that. I think that was pretty thorough. And now we're going to go over Otis. I'm assuming it's a stock. Okay, yeah, so Otis. And then I saw a question in another chat for U.S. oil. U.S. oil. Okay. All right. So now, um, yeah, I never even saw that. Crazy. Okay. All right. So U.S. oil, U.S. 30, and gold. I don't think I can do all of those right now. But right off the bat, Otis Redding here it's looking kind of crispy. Again, it's an all-time high. Um, so let's see what we can do here with Otis. Do, 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 do. Okay, perfect. So now, with regards to Otis, basically what I'm seeing, I think it's pretty similar to what we were looking at with. Oh shoot! Oh lord! Yeah, Otis is Otis is looking ready to potentially get clobbered here. Oh no, the artist side didn't do nothing yet. Okay. I'm just gonna look for sort of a bearish pattern to get some confluence. So this is like a fairly new company. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. All right, so right now we're looking at Otis on the monthly. And just for anybody that's new, like these calls are completely unscripted. I don't know what somebody's gonna ask me. I mean, one time, yeah, like I think, yeah, I've been asked for meme coins. I've been asked for bonds. I think I've even been asked about like different commodities, like copper. I come onto these calls pretty chill. Like it doesn't really phase me. The market's the market, right? If you learn the math behind the market, you can trade any asset, literally. Um, yeah, so realistically, this is kind of what I'm looking at for Otis. So it does have upside, but I'm gonna just keep saying the same thing. Like I'm not a big fan of buying the top. I'm always trying to get a retracement of that bullish impulse. And so this is what I would be looking for. So right off the bat, I would kind of pause on all of this. And so it's kind of looking like it's going to continue up right now. But I want to see what's happening sort of like on a smaller time frame here. So we're going to put these fibs off to the side. And realistically speaking, what I'm looking at here is 0.513. Okay. So from a point of confluence, what's likely to happen here is this is going to crank to here. And so I ask people a lot of times, do bots have feelings? I'm going to throw that question to you guys. Do you believe that bots or AI have feelings? Do they have human emotion? Yes or no? It's an odd question, but I'm asking. Nope. Okay. Let's see what Trading View says. Do you believe that bots have feelings? I'm going to just leave that question on the call, and there's a reason why I'm asking this. So I'll wait for your answers. Because if you can answer this question, you can answer a lot of questions for yourself. It's a very important question to answer. Do bots have feelings? Okay. So, so far, what I've seen in the comments between like the different platforms is no, right? They're made by people who do have feelings. I agree. Okay, that's great. So when they're working independently of said human beings, they don't possess those feelings. So what do you think they're following? I mean the quant or the quant developer that makes the bot. Do you think they just don't sleep and they watch their work all night? Obviously not, right? So the reality is that they're following something. And so what if I told you there is an element of order flow, but what if some of these orders have already been programmed to enter the market based on patterns or based on mathematical calculations? And what if harmonics is just a visual expression of said mathematical patterns? Just putting it out there, folks. Right? You want, if you want to hear it, you want to hear it. Oh, that's another. Listen, these are other trades that are slapping. All right, cool. So just know that I would expect Otis to either be up at 108.81, give or take within like the next month to 2 months, because the bot has a target and it literally has to hit this. And how I'm going to know personally is once it gets past 100. If you see, so Casey, you trade this. If you see this thing past 100, it's on its way to 108. Just remember I told you that. But that's because the bot does not have feelings. It has a target. And all of these news events are lying to you. They're just distractions. I mean, I think that my stream would mess somebody up if they just learned a whole bunch of. But I thought I was supposed to read all of these stock articles, and my stream is messing you up right now. My stream is but no, that's not. Listen, the reality is all of the news and I'm not saying that all fundamental analysis is inept. What I'm actually saying is that the news has already been priced in, folks. They already knew the news 5, 6 months ago. In fact, I can show you where they knew the news a year ago. Just wait till I drop my reel on Meta, because I have verifiable proof they knew exactly what they were doing. Oh, it's gonna be on. I might get zucked on Instagram. So I know that I know that they know that there's people like me, and I can tell you for sure that that was very well coordinated, and they did an amazing job, even with the timing of the hearings and yeah, how they allowed. Yeah, I'm not going to give it all away. It'll come up on the gram. Okay, so realistically, if they go here, this is so cool. They're going to be able to come down here unscathed and make a higher low. So this is actually a bullish project. I don't know anything about it. I actually don't even. This is the scary part. Based on how I trade, I don't care about what I'm trading. It's very odd because I'm just trading if from an analytical standpoint. Now, I do know how to put on my emotional awareness hat and get sentimental information about a pair and all that cool stuff. But the reality is that a lot of that has already been priced into. There's a lot of alerts going off right now for digital currency. I don't know what's going on because I'm looking at this. So, folks, for those of you who have bags in digital currency, if you just, I don't know what's going on. Somebody got to let me know in the comments because I'm trying to stay on task here. But when the alerts be alerting, that's usually telling me there's some sort of a big pump or dump happening. So let me know in the comments, please and thank you. So yeah, this is kind of what I'm looking for Otis from a swing standpoint. I mean, the structure looks good. I mean, it does look really tasty. But this is what I'm looking for Otis right in here. Okay. And then boom, that's where I would imagine some sort of sell will end up happening. But if it does make this dump after the pump to 108, that would slap. You'd probably want to swing this one here. Again, this is just my opinion on what I'm seeing in the market based on math. But now let's actually send this over to the chat. And then obviously we try to get a swing down here, but that's kind of far out. So most people are kind of focused on, hey man, I'm just trying to make money this week, and I get it. But I'm low key trying to set you up for a while on this one, right? So remember, if we get above like about call it 100 even, it's gonna run based on the math. It's gonna finish its harmonic pattern and hit that 108. All right. So if you're still alive, we're gonna dive in to maybe one more pair after this. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at on the high time frame for Otis. I'm gonna kind of spread it out. And earnings is the excuse. So we have earnings on April. This is really important, folks. So earnings is the excuse. We have earnings on April the 23rd. So if there's some proposed positive news, again, a perfect example of what I was saying about the news and its farce, right? Is that the earnings has kind of already been priced in. So you're not in the party, you're just playing along with them, if you understand what I'm saying. They get the information probably weeks, possibly months in advance. In fact, I'm going to go as far as saying the fundamental news that you receive on an earnings report is a lagging indicator of a decision that was already made in a boardroom 6 months prior. Okay? Reuters is not going to like that one. But either way, that's kind of what we're digging right now. Okay? So I'm going to share that with you. And I'm assuming no means there's no crashes or pumps in the market right now, which is good to hear because I don't like to get left. I'm trying to be a part of that, baby. Um, but yeah, so that's what our friend looks like. This is Otis Redding here, sitting at the dock of the bay waiting. And so now BTC playing around, of course it is. Okay, it should play around. Now we're going to drop time frames. We were just on the monthly. We're going to speed it up. And so on the hourly, see how we just jumped from the hourly to the 1 hour? Yeah, we do that sometimes. But the structure is just clean. So we have two issues here, right? So the issues that we have are we have, um, sorry, just 1 second. We have, boom, we have a lot of imbalance. We got a lot of imbalance. And so we never want to jump into something when we have chickens on the stove, that haven't been taken out yet. So we've got imbalance all over this month right here. So what would I personally like to see? Again, this is a part that's not usually the most popular, but I like to see pullbacks. Where are we at on the 1 hour RSI? 1 hour RSI is not done yet. It's not in that cooked category. So I can see a potential scalp happening here. And again, this is not really my style of trading, but I'll just kind of point it out. For sure, like this just looks way too clean. This is where I can confidently say, okay, we're in a discount level. There's obviously a gap that formed here in the market. If we're going to hold structure, we should maybe close that gap and continue on and upwards. But keep in mind, the second we break past 100, your 108 and change is almost a foregone conclusion. Now, don't think that there can't be, like retracements in between, but again, I'm making my decisions based on math and not my feelings. That's honestly for me how to be completely emotionless. Like I'll ask the team when I'm on calls, it's like, did you ever notice how my voice changes when I'm getting into a trade? And it's like I become a different person. Like I'm not like Jason happy go lucky. It's all execution mode, right? And so what have we done here? Well, we've agreed that we have a bullish bias. We like the break of structure, but we want to return to an order block. We want to see efficiency in the market before we even attempt this thing. And that's what I would give to you. Now, is there a world where they could go, haha, and try to kind of do a deeper retracement? I always like to give 2 attempts. So I like the idea of there's a sweep just past the 618. And this would be my only other sort of love muffin setup here. This would be the extreme, hey, we want to make sure we shake you out before we go along. And so that's what that would look like, right? And notice how I'm using my high time frame bias to help me. Did you? You got to see what I just did. I used my monthly chart to help me with my little baby 1 hour trade. So you were looking at a 2 to 1, and it ended up, yeah, that's what you were looking for, right? A 2 to 1? Yeah, I'm not even on that time. You have a target of 123. That's kind of rich. It's kind of rich. It's kind of rich. I don't know how you're getting. I'm still waiting for the answer. How you getting these numbers? But yeah, I mean that's possible. But I feel like they're gonna put some hot sauce on you first. You know what I mean? I feel like we're gonna get up and we're gonna have some problems in this zone in terms of resistance, which really just means reactions to Fibonacci levels. But that's kind of a debate for another day. Like I said, I'm a confluent trader, so I'm not married to any one style. I can kind of maneuver um, with or without. Okay, so the reality is this is the setup. Um, that be slapping. Okay, and I would think they're only going to do a light retracement and continue upwards because the earnings is right around the corner. And you know what? I just want to be clear. These are trades prior to the earnings because clearly the market is forecasting positive earnings, hence the pump prior. That's another habit the market has. Okay, so we have a high time frame and a low time frame setup for Otis, and that's done. Boom! All right, so any questions on Otis? Um, Henny, you're gonna have to let me know because you requested a few charts. If um, you wanted to see gold or you wanted to see US 30 or oil, which one's like top priority right now? All right, so gonna check out US oil. Honestly, it's been a while since I looked at the U.S. oil chart. Wow, what is that? Okay, so apparently I have a U.S. oil chart. Ooh, that sell was heavy, Peter. I stopped looking at this a while ago, to be honest. Jeez, that sell was heavy. So on another chart, I took a sell here and it absolutely slapped. But the buy is going bananas too. Peter, you still in that buy, brother? Oh, you closed it, eh? Listen, you did I. You did I. All right, so not a problem. Here's my personal thing with oil right now. I mean, there was talks about that issue with the new canal that they were going to be working on. Um, I'm not. I don't remember exactly geographically where that canal is, but I'm not going to get into too much politics. But it also revolved around them literally plowing through the Palestinian region, which is, in my opinion, highly unethical. Um, just because it involved displacing people, not to mention the things that are going on in that region already. Again, not getting political here, but I'm just saying from a human standpoint, humans over profit. I think we can all agree, right? But that's where the concern was coming in with oil for me because it was getting super volatile. And in this way, I can be honest with you and say I got a little bit spooked by the news because oil is directly correlated to what's going on in the Middle East today, right? Not saying it's the only reason, but oil's a little bit different than a lot of these other assets. To a large degree, it has a central control. OPEC, even though it's an oligarchy, meaning that it's a like consortium of multiple leaders, has the ability to kind of I seen it trading it on a dime, just go psych and change the direction of price. And yes, they use news as an aid, but I'm just saying because it has that central governing body, we like to think it's sort of democratically decided, but you know, once the big players in the OPEC say this is happening, everybody follows. Right? I'm pretty sure if the Saudi family says, "Okay, this is the new price," right? That's going to be the new price, right? And so, yeah, I need you to understand that from a seasonality standpoint, oil usually kind of takes a little tumble right now and then pumps. So just putting that out there, okay? So realistically, we had a dump into November, um, another dump here, and then a dump into December, and then a dump into January. And I mean, it slowly started climbing. Uh, so what am I doing right now? I'm just trying to get some understanding of seasonality for this pair. Bear with me. I feel like this chart is incomplete. It is. Jeez. Yeah, so what happened was oil was down here, um, like around May of last year. And so the reason why I'm bringing that to your attention is because oil usually takes a takes a tumble right now. Let's see where the RSI is at. So we're also diverging too. So we have bearish divergence on oil. Um, it's kind of a toss up right now with oil for anybody who's like wondering what's going on, who maybe just came on. My name is Jason. I am the lead educator and founder of Big Pipz Academy. I trade harmonics, I trade Elliott Wave, I trade ICT, amongst other things like Wyckoff, sentimental and fundamental analysis. And here today we are looking at La Oily, aka US oil, right? So we're kind of at a crossroads right now with oil. Even my team's out of oil right now. And the reason why is this dirty price action that's happening right now. So in Wyckoff, we would refer to this as a distribution pattern potentially, or a redistribution, meaning that the price is in a markdown and it's potentially going to fake buyers in, and then inside of this redistribution, this will be considered a UTAD, or an upthrust after the distribution already happened. And now we would be potentially in LPS 1, or LPS Y1 and 2. So if I was going to kind of lead with what my eyes are telling me right now, I would think we're going down. But there's a couple of things that I want to see before I even dare sell oil because, like I said, I sold it here, it did very well, but then it kind of came right back. And the 618 is still chilling right here. So if anything, this pattern could end up popping up randomly on a news event that's conveniently possibly going to happen. Oh, wow, look at all the news. You really can't make this stuff up, folks. I literally do these calls completely fresh in front of you guys, right? So, what is this telling you? Inflation, core inflation, huge catalyst for price action this week. Inflation rate month over month, huge catalyst. These are huge reasons for a change in the oil price. Retail sales. So we have huge moves on the 12th and the 14th of this month. And Mitch is really nothing. Wow. This one's a doozy because it's done technically already for this smaller gray harmonic pattern here. It's already done and it's getting ready to get bodied. So here's what I'm going to say to you on oil. It's not clean, okay? Just look at the price actually. But what I will tell you is that I want to see some form of a, I want to see a break of structure. I don't know if we did a liquidity sweep here yet. I don't think we did. So what I would want to see is something to this effect. I don't want to see it just wick below this candle on a 4 hour. And with oil, I generally swing it. Okay, just if anybody's wondering, like I really just swing oil. So I'd want to see a candle close below this, and then after it closes on a 4 hour, I'd want to see a retracement back into this imbalance before I would take it down. And the idea there would be that this would be my C point of a potential, uh, sort of compound harmonic pattern, right? So you could be looking at the beginning of a very lucrative trade if this ends up playing out. Because again, I can't go through all of the math, right? Because the math would take a while to show you why I believe we're going to go down, but just understand they love liquidity. And there's a lot of confluence with it kind of breaking hearts and taking everybody out before it goes long. So just know that that would be the like kind of the low of the range there, aka the range low. And so realistically, what you'd be looking for is first we want to see this break of structure, but I want to see a candle close. I don't want to see any low volume moves because that will tell me that there's a potential reversal getting ready to happen. Okay, so I don't yet have a trade per se, but we have something we're going to be watching personally as a team. And hopefully, if it happens in time for next week, you guys might get a little bit of the hot sauce. If you want the full serving, you got to be part of the VIP. You know what I mean? So, so the reality is that what I'm going to do here for you is also give you the task. If you want to take this seriously yourself, we want to see this break with high volume and a candle closure. We're not talking wicks there. Because a liquidity sweep in this zone would be dangerous. Because what it would look like is this, all the way up to the high time frame OTE. So these are my extreme sell orders. They're not changing, but just understand that I don't necessarily want it to get up here because I believe it has a big way down. So I'd rather continue with the trend, and this is kind of just a retracement that we're experiencing right now. But ultimately, I'd rather see it continue in that downward trend and kind of take out some soldiers to the downside. So these are the like sort of 4 or 5 major sweeps that I want to see. But let's see the first one break with volume and a candle closure on the 4 hour. And then once it retraces, we'll look for an opportunity. See, now that right there, what I just said, could save so many traders money. Waiting for the break and the retracement. So break with volume. Because if it's a low volume move, that means the people are not with it. The market makers are kind of just playing with you. There's a jewel in that, right? And of course, it's a little bit. I mean, you start getting to a point where it's like, how many of these wicks do I need to kind of check for? But realistically speaking, you get the idea. If we clock down here, especially if we break this, and for sure if we break down here, to me it's on, right? So the flip side, obviously, is we have quite a bit of buy side as well here too, and there could potentially, if we're looking at it from a power of three standpoint, um, we kind of already had our that was a distro down accumulation manipulation, and it hasn't really shown us a distribution. Like it's not a clear distro back up. So this one's a little bit of a quandary. I'm not going to fake. Right now, I'm just saying look at the extremo zone, but I'm saying throughout the week with the news and everything like that, watch for the break and close, keyword, right? And then we want to see a retracement, right? And when it retraces, we really want to see it kind of reject off of that 79 zone, folks, because if we see a nice hard wick rejection off that zone, there's going to be a retest of it, clap, put your stop at the higher, or sorry, the lower high, possibly around like 80.6, and slam that puppy, possibly all the way to $60. $60 make you holla. Okay? So just know this is just a hypothetical. I'm not going to necessarily leave this on the chart, but I'm looking for boom, boom, slam, right? Okay? So for those of the people in the back that are like, what are you talking about? A visual? I got you. Boom, boom, boom. Okay? So this guy will be going on a train ride, and it's probably going to be to about $60. Okay, so I hope that clarified that. Um, but yeah, I'm not going to necessarily leave this on the chat or on the chart just because I don't want anybody who wasn't on the call clear. And I need you to understand that this is like, for me, my extreme level. So I have 250 charts, and every time I do these calls, I add more to that. So I'm probably at like 280 right now. So for me to go over an oil chart like this, and if maybe one or two people or maybe 10,000 people lead off of this, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. But just remember, when you get that Lambo, I just need one drive. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But anyways, let's be patient, right? Let's be smart about our trading. And yeah, let's wait for some proper confirmations because oil be playing games right now. Oil is playing games. Listen, if Peter got out of it, it's serious. Okay. So shout out to you guys for choosing Pipz over popcorn and Netflix. Your shorty's still gonna be around, but you got to invest in yourself, and you did that today. So shout out to you. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in the chat for Trading View, and I appreciate you guys. Okay, so have a great week. Trade smart. Like I said, don't be shy. Go ahead, drop a like, a follow, hit that rocket button on Trading View, just to let Trading View know, like your boys did I. I'm doing more than I. We're doing great. Okay. So I appreciate you. Love you guys. Take care. Have a great day. And I am